everyone, welcome into the Flippin' Hippos YouTube channel. I'm Star the Flippin' Hippo. Today is Thursday, August 6th, and we're going to do one of my favorite videos. We're going to do plush that's sold on eBay. We're going to take a look at all of the plush that's sold in the month of July on the eBay platform. And let's just jump right on in with what you're looking at here. This is a blue Tyrannosaurus Rex by Build-A-Bear. You can see there that he has the Build-A-Bear marks on him. He did come from a wholesale lot. We had a red one and this blue one. The red one sold back in June for a little bit more money than the blue one for whatever reason. They comped different. I guess red's more popular. Anyway, this blue one sold for $15, 1.5 on a best offer, and he shipped first class. Next up, we have this Hug and Love Easter Bunny. He sings and his tail wags, so he's an electronic plush, which makes him a little bit more valuable. Hug and Love is an okay brand. I would consider it probably low-end bread and butter. You're going to see a cat come up during this video as well by Hug and Love, and you'll see that he didn't sell for that much. But when they are themed for a holiday, or they sing, or they dance, or they do anything, any plush can become a Bolo, no matter the brand. So this singing, tail-wagging Easter Bunny sold for $20 on a best offer. And in addition to the $20, the buyer paid shipping. And he did ship in a box. We do ship all of our electronic plush in a box, most weigh over a pound. So the buyer pays the shipping. And we use the free large mailing boxes from the USPS. Next up, we have this ball gown that belongs to Belle from Beauty and the Beast. She did, I'm talking like the dress is a plush. I got a bear for 50 cents at the Goodwill that had this dress on. There is a themed Belle and Beast Build-A-Bear out there. If you guys want to look them up, you can. And they're very unique, and they have these outfits, and they have more accessories than this. The bear I had was just a regular plain Build-A-Bear who happened to have Belle's dress on. So I do what I tell you guys to always do. I stripped that bear naked and sold everything separate. When I comped the dress, I decided to list it for $44.99. This can go for a lot more if you have more of the accessories and the pieces that go with the outfit. I only had the rose and the dress. So I did list it for $45, and I took a best offer of $40. It sold through the global shipping program, and it shipped first class. Next up, we have a Disney Kohl's Cares Pluto. The Kohl's Cares plush can be hit or miss. Some are worth a lot, and most aren't. And Disney, of course, is usually only very valuable if it's from the authentic theme park lines or the Disney store. But for 50 cents, I'll pick up any Disney character, even the oversaturated ones, just for filler in the store to build up our volume. I took a best offer of $10 on Pluto, and he shipped first class. Next up, we have this pink T-Rex. And in fact, the blue T-Rex from Build-A-Bear and this pink one sold on the same day. This is by Wild Republic. And I kind of had a laugh that for whatever reason, T-Rex were popular that day. This one, I believe, came from Goodwill for 50 cents. And it sold for best offer of $13.50 and shipped first class. Next up, we have this pink Angry Birds with her nice tags. She's got her hang tag, and it's in really good shape. The Angry Birds can be worth a lot of money, and they can sell very quickly if they're not the common ones. The common red birds, they're oversaturated. They're not worth very much. But if you find like the themed ones from the Rio movie, the Star Wars, the pink one like her from the movies, there's a bomb. Basically, any of them that aren't the plain red bird are going to sell for a little bit more money, and some of them very quickly. This one sold for $16.99, and I picked her up for only 50 cents. So that was a nice flip, and she did ship first class. Next up, we have a Gotha teddy bear. He's a very large teddy bear with a little bow tie. He's got a cute face. Really cute face. I do not remember where he came from, but he did sell for $17.81, and he shipped priority, so the buyer paid for that. So he sold for $17.81 plus shipping, and he shipped in one of those large mailer boxes. Next up, we have a Wild Republic seal from our wholesale lot we purchased at the beginning of the year. Wild Republic is definitely, if not a Bolo brand, it's at least a high-end bread and butter. Most Wild Republic animals will sell fast, some for less money than others, but the speed at which they go makes up for it. Especially animals that are more rare and harder to find, like seals, giraffes, elephants, owls, things like that. This seal sold for $13.50 and shipped first class. Next up, we have a Nolo. This is a Coke bear. The Coca-Cola bears I really would put in the Nolo category, or don't source these. There are some Coke plush that do well. There's like penguins and seals and different animals. But the plain polar bears, they just aren't that great. He was 50 cents. He sold for $8.15. He took forever to sell. So I probably would not pick up any of these polar bears. I would pick up the other animals by Coke. And I might pick up the big polar bears. But these small ones, they just aren't worth it. Next up, we have Snoopy by Peanuts. This is also a Kohl's Cares. So you can see that the Kohl's Cares, even when they're licensed characters, they're not going to go for as much as the official, like Looney Tunes or Peanuts or Disney brands. That goes for anything, though, and I know I've told you guys that before. A Hasbro, Disney, Lion King is going to go for less than a Disney store or a Disney parks. Excuse whoever's out on the road. Alright, so this Snoopy sold for $11 best offer, shipped first class. He was 50 cents. So I do pick up the Kohl's Cares when I find them. 50 cents, maybe a quarter at church sales and things like that. Next up, speaking of Disney store, authentic Disney store being worth more money, Mickey Mouse is a character that is definitely oversaturated on eBay. And a lot of people go for the fast nickel and have raced to the bottom and almost destroyed the market for really common characters like Mickey here. But this Disney store Mickey sold for $15.99. Now, if you caught Mickey, even Disney store, a lot of folks sell him for under $10 free ship. I do price high. You guys know that. That's my mantra. And I did get $16 for this Mickey that I paid 50 cents for. So he shipped first class. Next up, we have a Build-A-Bear Rudolph. You guys may remember him from a What Sold video. He is a Build-A-Bear Rudolph, and I talked a little bit about him because he requires watch batteries that we don't have. And so I just sold him as is, untested. Had he been tested and worked, I could have gotten more like $50 for him. However, I didn't feel like going out and getting the batteries or spending the money on them. So I just sold him for $31.99. And he did ship priority mail. I did have free shipping on him, and he shipped in a box. But he would have been worth a lot more had he worked. All right, now we have a PJ Masks that I picked up for 50 cents, sold for $10, shipped first class. Then we have this Cutitos Frutitos Alito. And if you didn't see the haul video when he came home with me, which was just a couple weeks ago, he sold pretty fast, or the What Sold video he was in, then you don't know how much I love to say Cutitos Frutitos Alito Hutito. He is a Cutitos Frutitos Alito Hutito, and I love to say that. Anyway, he smelled like oranges or lemons. He smelled really delicious. When I comped him, these animals come wrapped in like blankets that look like leaves, like little burritos, and they come in these little foil packs. I think they're foil to keep their scent, and they all have different smells. Since he was used, he did not have his blanket, so I did accept the best offer, $12.50 on him. He shipped first class. Our cost of goods was 50 cents. Next up, we have a Victoria's Secret's Dream plush dog. I do love to pick up these Victoria's Secrets when I find them for 50 cents. I really wouldn't pay more than that. I've had some that sold for 14. I've had some that sold for more. This one, best offer of $11, and it shipped first class. Then we have this Goodnight excavator. I picked him up for 50 cents just because he looked unique to me, and I looked at his tag and it sounded like he came from a children's book, and lo and behold, he did come from a children's book. He sold within like a day of being listed. I did take a best offer of 12 on him. When I looked him up, I guess he usually comes with the book, so this one was by himself. So I just took 12 and he shipped first class. Next up we have a TY Beanie Buddies owl with glitter eyes. This is Chills. This is not an owl, this is a penguin. I thought he was an owl when we pulled him too. This is a penguin. His name is Chills. He's got the glitter eyes. Beanie Boos are hit or miss. Beanie Buddies, Beanie Boos. I always pick them up when they're 50 cents because sometimes I get them home and I got one that's worth like 20 bucks. If not, then it's just filler. This one sold for $9.38 and shipped first class. Speaking of Angry Birds that are unique, this is Princess Leia, and it is huge, and it took years and years to sell. I don't know why. I thought for sure a Star Wars Angry Bird, especially Princess Leia, would go fast. It's been around for a long time, and every couple of months I would alternate the price on it. I would either have it 12 plus calculated 1 pound shipping or 20 free ship. Finally sold on our weekend sale of 25% off at $18.74, and did ship it in a box. It was like $7. It went pretty local, like a state or two away. Would I source this again? Probably, because I'm a sucker for plush and I don't learn. Some of them are just long tail though. That's just how it is. Here's another Beanie Boo. This is Sophie the cat. She's got like cute whiskers, like a little Chu Manchu mustache. She's got glitter eyes. She was 50 cents. She sold for $12.19 and shipped first class. Next up we have a Fisher Price Santa. He was 50 cents. Couldn't leave him behind. I thought he was super cute. He did sell for a $12 best offer and shipped first class. Next up we have a Jungle Joe's Safari Friends Merlin the Mandrill. I have actually no recollection of where he came from. I want to say he came from the Goodwill for 50 cents, but he may have been around long enough that he came out of a bag of plush. There was a thrift store that we used to go to a couple years ago that sold plush just in bags for a couple bucks, and we would grab them if you could see good plush in there. That would pay for the bag, and then these guys would just be, extra filler for the store. This guy sold for $9.37, but he did have damage on his face, you can see here. So he probably would have went for more if he was in better shape. He shipped first class. Next up we have a classic Toy Company goat. 50 cents at the Goodwill. He has a little hole. He has some damage. He sold for $9.38 and he shipped first class. Then we have this Little Beginnings Lovey. Loveys are Bolos. Any brand, new or used, any animal, any color. Loveys are just absolutely a Bolo. If you don't know what a lovey is, it is a small blanket with a plush on it. It's usually just a plush head, but some of them will be like a whole small plush, like an 8-inch plush with a blanket. Some people use the keyword lovey for any really soft stuffed animal or baby toy, and that's fine. It can be used interchangeably like that as a keyword, but typically when I talk about loveys, I mean the little plush with the blankets like this one. This sold for $35 and it was 50 cents. So nice flip there, guys. Keep your eyes out for the loveys. It shipped first class. Next up we have a camel that came out of the wholesale lot that we bought at the beginning of the year. He sold for a best offer of $11.50, and he did not have a brand. So if he would have had a brand, I think I could have listed him more towards $20, if maybe even more than that if he was a really good brand. He is an example of an animal that isn't oversaturated. There's not that many camels on eBay, and somebody out there likes camels and they're harder to find. But without a brand, I just listed him at $15 and took the best offer of $11.50. He shipped first class. Here we have another Pluto. This one is a Disney Parks. and it sold for a best offer of $9 and shipped first class. Pluto might just be an oversaturated character. That doesn't comp for that much. But if you have a rare Pluto like this one, it went for a little bit more. This is the Disney Parks Baby Pluto. Sold for $12.99. Comes wrapped in a little blanket. You guys might see other babies like this. We had a Simba. He was wrapped in a leaf. They have this tag with the stork and the baby, Dumbo, and they'll say Disney babies. The Simbas go for like $20-25. So if you see the babies, pick them up. Anyway, the other Pluto went for $9. This one went for $12.99. They sold on the same day to different folks though, and they both shipped first class. Next up, we have a Build-A-Bear jean jacket with a gray sweatshirt. Of course, I stripped it off of Build-A-Bear to sell it separately. I took a best offer of $16.16, and it shipped first class. We have a Thai Disney Frozen Olaf. Olaf is definitely a character that's oversaturated on eBay. I do still pick them up when I find them for 50 cents. If you have the larger ones or ones that are unique that have like the hats on or the singing ones, they do go for a little bit more money. This one sold for a best offer of $9 and shipped first class. Here's another Victoria's Secret dog. This one was also 50 cents like the one you saw earlier. This one, however, sold for $11.99 and shipped first class. Here we have a Douglas Cuddle Toy Bunny. He came out of our wholesale lot. He is a super cute bunny. Look at him. Really soft looking, realistic. Realistic animals do really well no matter the brand, and Douglas Cuddle Toy is definitely a brand you want to keep your eyes peeled for. The bunny sold for a best offer of $13.12 and shipped first class. Peeps marshmallow, guys. So I've sold Peeps before, the really small ones. I've had bunnies, I've had ducks. They've been dressed as the Easter Bunny. They've had Santa hats. This was the first one I've ever seen that was this big. This was 15 inches tall, and it had a really heavy weighted bottom to make it so that it could stand up on its own. So it did weigh a pound on its own. It sold for $28.12 plus shipping. So they paid almost $40 for this Peep total, and it only cost me 50 cents. Did ship in one of the boxes, the large mailing boxes that you get from the post office for free. Keep your eyes out for these big Peeps. Here's another Lovey. This is a Target brand, Cloud Island, and has a little whale on it. Super cute. 50 cents at the Goodwill. Sold for $18 on a best offer. Shipped first class. Next up, we have a Homer Best Bunny. This one is a pastel rainbow Easter Bunny. You guys, Homer Best is a brand you want to keep your eyes out for as well. Their tag is very unique. You'll know it when you see it. It's written in cursive and green. You can see it there. This bunny was 50 cents. Sold for $15.93. Shipped first class. Next up, we have Fred from Scooby-Doo 9-inch plush doll. Official Warner Brothers Studio store. He was 50 cents and he sold for $14.06. Shipped first class. Disney Pixar University Sully. Very small Sully. 9 inches. He was 50 cents. I took a best offer of $10.80 and he shipped first class. We have a Finding Dory Nemo. On his tag it said Finding Dory, not Finding Nemo. This was 50 cents, best offer of $11, shipped first class. Nemos and Dories are kind of oversaturated too, guys. Here's a Curious George by Applause. I did take a best offer on him at $15.15. He shipped first class. Cost of goods was 50 cents at the Goodwill. Here's a Garfield. I have found that Garfields can be hit or miss. I think it depends on whether or not they're vintage, their size, and the brand. This one I took a best offer of $16.87 and he shipped first class. He did come from the Goodwill. He was 50 cents. Here we have a Winnie the Pooh Easter Bunny in a costume. I want to say that he came from a thrift store that was local to us that had shut down in 2018. I want to say he's been around that long. And if so, he was 99 cents. If he came from Goodwill, he would have been about 50 cents. I thought he was going to be a unique enough Pooh Bear that he'd be worth a little bit more money. Nope. He sold for $9.37 and he took a very long time to sell. He shipped first class. Here we have another Applause animal. This one is a dolphin. 17-inch. It's pink and gray. It came out of our wholesale lot. Kind of a unique dolphin there. And you can see it's vintage, 1989. He sold for $16.16, and he did ship first class. Here's another lovey. This is one that's not, you know, a brand that's worth a lot. I don't even think it was branded, to be honest. I don't think it was branded. So I just put, you know, a bunch of keywords in the title. Listed it for like $14. It went on sale for $13.12 on our weekend sale, and I took a best offer of $12. So you can see you can even get $12 for these if they don't have tags or they're not branded, and then you can get $35 like the one I showed you earlier if they're really good brands. We have two Care Bears. I think this is the other one. Nope. There he is. So I had Hugs, which is the girl. She's pink. She has a diaper on. And you can see her tummy is a heart with a star. And then the boy is blue. He also has a diaper. And he is a star in like the stork blanket they carry the babies in. These can wildly vary in prices depending on their condition. Their size. There are bigger ones and smaller ones. These were both around 10 or 11 inches. And these also took a little while to sell. So the girl here, Hugs, sold for $13.99. And the boy sold on a best offer of $16.16. They were 50 cents a piece at the Goodwill. I think I found them together on the same day. Now, in retrospect, I might, next time if I have both, list them together and as a lot for like $40 free ship or something. But I did get 16 and 14 for them from 50 cents. They shipped first class, so I'm happy with that. Next up, we have a plain Build-A-Bear. This came out of our wholesale lot. This one is unique. I think its face is a little bit different than most. I thought this had a really cute face. Anyways, it sold for $18.99. A plain Build-A-Bear sold for $18.99. So don't be afraid to pick up those plain Build-A-Bears and sell them. And if they have clothes on, take them off, sell them separate, make yourself a little bit extra profit. We have a Captain Marvel Zoom Zoom here. I believe she was 99 cents at the Goodwill. She may have been $1.99, but I don't know if I would have paid that much. I might have. She's pretty big. She's pretty big. She was pretty disappointing when I got her home and comped her, but she sold for $12.99 and shipped first class. We have a Disney Snow White Dwarf. This is Grumpy. I found, I believe, 6 of them in one day. I did dig through all the plush at the Goodwill. I did not find all 7, just 6. They were 50 cents a piece. And Grumpy here sold for $13 and shipped first class. Then we have a Build-A-Bear plain dog, so along the same lines as the plain bears. Don't be afraid to get these plain ones and sell them. This one sold for $15.99, $16, and shipped first class. Here's the other Hug and Love. So you guys, the Hug and Love Easter Bunny that sang and was electronic sold for $20. This little cat that's plain sold for only $7.99. 50 cents though, and it shipped first class. Here we have a seal that came out of our wholesale lot by Wildlife Artists. I do pretty good with seals. I've had different brands of seals and they all seem to sell pretty fast and for pretty good mounts. I don't know if seals are popular or not, or they're just harder to find. This one sold for $14.06 and shipped first class. Next up we have a Fiesta Princess Kitty Corn. You guys, if you see these unicorn hybrids out in the wild, snatch them up. There's panda corns, kitty corns, there's all kinds of stuff. But if they are a hybrid of an animal and a unicorn, they will sell well. It does not matter the brand. They sell fast. I believe this one sold like overnight or within a day. Cost 50 cents. Sold for $14.99. Shipped first class. Here's another plain Build-A-Bear. This came out of our wholesale lot. It sold for $16.87 and shipped first class. Gans Webkins, these are hit or miss. I get them home sometimes and they're worth a lot of money, and sometimes they aren't. And I think it really just depends on the animal, because I've had some without codes. In fact, I had a seal without a code that went for almost $20, and I've had them with codes that comp at $9 and $10. When I find them for 50 cents or less, like 25 cents at a church sale or whatever, I will bring them home. I will take the risk. I wouldn't pay much more than that, just because so many of them aren't worth it. Or you can stand there and comp them if you have the time. This little schnauzer dog sold for a best offer of $8 and shipped first class. Then we have this lamb. He's a musical lamb. He's also dandy. Dandy's a brand you want to keep your eye peeled for. And again, any animals that play music or electronic are good to grab when you find them. This was 50 cents, sold for a best offer of $12.06, and shipped first class. Then we have this Kelly Toy DreamWorks Plush Turbo Racing Snail. That is a mouthful. I found him in the 50 cents bin at the Goodwill. I recognized the DreamWorks tag on him. I'm not sure what movie. I guess the movie's Turbo. I guess it's a movie called Turbo by DreamWorks. Look at that. It's right on the tag. Not familiar with the movie at all, but I am familiar with DreamWorks, and I feel like any characters from movies are good to pick up. Got him home. Boy, was I pleasantly surprised. This little turbo racing snail comped pretty high, so I listed him at $25, and I did take a best offer of $20, and he shipped first class. And last but not least, guys, we have this sock monkey. This is an unbranded sock monkey, and he sold for $16. He was 50 cents at the Goodwill. I have mentioned before, you guys, that sock monkeys are a Bolo. Any brand, any size, any color, any theme. They could be any holiday or just plain. Sock monkeys do really, really well, and they typically sell pretty fast. This one, again, didn't even have a brand. His tag is cut off. And he still sold for $15.99, and he shipped first class. Let me know down in the comments below what you guys think. How are your plush sales doing? If you have any questions about plush, you can leave them there. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up before you leave. It really helps the channel. If you haven't already and you'd like to, please subscribe to the channel and help us feed a hungry hippo. And don't forget to join our Facebook group, Flippin' Hippos Reseller Pod. There is a link down below to join. It is free. It is a really great group. Hope to see you guys there. And until next time, guys, go be productive, go make some money, go list some plush. As always, thank you so much for watching. Y'all are the best. Bye.